right now. A breaking news alert from News 9 WAOW.
We begin tonight with breaking news. The Wausau School Board has voted to stop its school restructuring plan. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jade Henschel.
And I'm Adam Rasmussen. We have live team coverage tonight on this decision, including a recap of this year's long discussion. First, let's get out to Isaac Dienison live in Wausau with how this decision came to a vote and reaction from the community.
Well, guys, it was standing room only at tonight's meeting over at the Wausau School. Forrest and Moseny, with many speaking their thoughts on the district's plans to restructure, but ultimately the board went in a different direction.
I don't hear anybody in favor of this merger.
And at least for now, the Wausau School District will no longer get a merger. After 2 hours of back and forth discussion, this is how it ended.
So we have a 5-4 vote to pass.
That motion was made by board member Pat McKee, outlining several ideas for how the district should proceed without having to restructure the school systems. As it stands, Wausau West and Wausau East will no longer merge, and the school structures from elementary school to high school will remain the same. With such a close vote, opinions on the subject varied, with some wanting to push the original plan back 1 year.
It's not like we have to be sure of it, in the summer of 2025. We have to be sure of it like in a month or two. I'm not going to be there.
But with McKee's plan, which was ultimately heavily amended, he says he wanted to create more clarity on what the district's goals are versus what the best solution is.
The goal is not to combine high schools. The goal is to offer course parity and consistency for our high school students. Somehow those objectives got wrapped into being the goal and the solution.
McKee's original plan had looked to end the contract with Nexus Solutions after current construction projects were done, among a few other topics, but was amended down to just affect the restructuring aspect.
I want to look at one piece at a time, and I don't think we can. I think if we do nothing at the secondary level, we're going to have this conversation again in a few years, without a doubt, because there will become a critical mass issue in our buildings.
Superintendent Keith Hiltz had put together a presentation of potential pitfalls in McKee's plan, but said that he did agree with parts of it and that he would be willing to work to create a plan that's best for students' needs. This since problems like enrollment and curriculum disparities are not simply going away. Now be sure to stick with News 9 as we will continue to follow how these discussions continue. The Wausau School Board does typically meet the second Monday of every month. Live in Wausau, Isaac Dienison, News 9 WAOW.
Thank you for that report, Isaac. And as he explained, restructuring is something the district has been working on for quite a while now.
Our Sabrina Lee joins us live in studio breaking down a recap of what's led to this point.
Well, Jade, Adam, the timeline up to this point has been back and forth and has been an ongoing floated idea for over 30 years. But serious conversations started nearly a year ago to the day. The Wausau School District hosted a discussion on consolidation and restructuring back in November of 2022 after a unanimous vote authorized district administration to draw up potential plans. Restructuring at the secondary level and consolidation of elementary schools were all proposed as options. A formal plan, one that consolidated the district's 2 high schools into a high school and a junior high, as well as consolidated the district's 2 middle schools, was proposed in late January of 2023. That plan was later approved in mid-February. After that vote, petitions and calls for referendums went around the community as parents and staff grew increasingly worried and concerned over the impending changes. The plan to merge the district's 13 elementary schools was approved in early June, and the decision to change mascots and colors for secondary schools was made in July. In late September, concerns were made over science curriculum and a lack of space if the high schools were to consolidate into one school. And of course, that brings us to today. As Isaac said, the Wausau School Board has voted to stop its school restructuring plan. Jade, Adam, back to you.